Welcome everyone to this month's Rare Birds Mentor Lab, 5 to Thrive, Essential Wellbeing Hacks for Busy Professionals. This is the second session of our Health and Wellness series inspired by Women's Health Week. My name's Tegan and I am the Partnership and Community Manager here at Inspiring Rare Birds, and today I'm joined by Khyati Bhatia, founder and director of Sattvic Wellbeing, who is guided by a passion for holistic wellbeing and dedicated to fostering positive change in the community. To begin, and in the spirit of reconciliation, Rare Birds would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of country throughout Australia. And I would like to recognise the Awabakal people, the traditional custodians of where I'm broadcasting from today, and their connections to land, sea and community. We pay our respect to their elders past and present and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. For those of you who are new to the Inspiring Rare Birds community, our mission is to support and promote diversity and inclusivity where opportunities in entrepreneurship and leadership exist equally for everyone. We are best known for our mentoring programs, but we also offer a wide range of educational masterclasses. We host online and in-person events, providing people with an opportunity to build their networks and grow in the Rare Birds community. If you'd like to learn more, please indicate your interest in the survey, or you can reach out to me or anyone on the Rare Birds team. We're always happy to have a chat and meet new people. Speaking of chatting, you can say hi to us or other people joining us today. There is a chat function over on the right-hand side of your screen. Feel free to introduce yourself, pop in any comments and connect with others. We will also be taking Q&A at the end of today's session. So if you have a question for Khyati throughout, please feel free to pop it in the Q&A section, also there on the right-hand side, and we'll come to that at the end of today's presentation. So I would like to introduce Khyati. She is a former IT executive with a passion for innovation who has transitioned to championing holistic wellbeing. She founded Sattvic Wellbeing to offer transformative retreats that help individuals pause, rest, recharge, and rejuvenate. With over 20 years of corporate experience, Khyati understands the importance of creating time and space to connect with our inner selves. Her personal journey informs her work, ensuring participants leave energized, motivated, and with a deeper connection to their hearts. Khyati is dedicated to making wellbeing accessible to all, helping individuals and organizations foster a deeper connection with their inner selves and promote holistic well-being. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Tegan. I just want to check everyone can hear me okay? Yeah? Good. Thank you, team, and welcome to the session this afternoon. And what a pleasure it is to be here with you all. So I'm Khyati Bhatia. I have spent over 23 years, to be exact, in the world of IT and cybersecurity, including leadership roles. And part of my journey as being a big, busy corporate citizen was, how do I manage myself in high stress environments and very busy environments? And this led me into formal training into yoga, breathwork, and meditation as a coach. And so since 2019, I have been on this journey. And whilst working even in corporate, was able to serve and help many of my colleagues and teams and individuals in getting a bit more balance in their life. So I completely understand the day-to-day stresses that we are all under. And so everything I do share is very much practical and very much designed to be incorporated into our busy lifestyles. One thing as we go through, some of the tips and tricks today is I ask if you can keep an open mind and really embrace what we're going through today and try and bring that into your daily life practice. And we'll give you a cheat sheet and a handout at the end of this session as well to assist you in, making sure that you're keeping those practices alive and going long after we've actually finished this session today. And most importantly, remember, it takes 21 days to form a new habit and 90 days to really build it into your neuro pathways and make it your lifestyle or part of your lifestyle. So without further ado, let's step into what these 5 tips and tricks are for our well-being, and and how we can actually incorporate them. And as we go into these tips and tricks, I want you to be careful in terms of listening to your body and your mind. Respect it. And as we're going through it, do what's comfortable and feel right, what feels right for you. And if any time you feel it's too much, just normalize yourself by taking a deep breath and keeping your eyes closed. Now, hopefully, all of you are wearing some comfortable clothing, and that gives you a little bit of free movement, and most importantly, your belly a little bit of free movement because we're going to be doing some breath work. And in order to do the exercises that we're going to go through today, if I can ask if you can bring yourself a little notebook, so something like this, or even a plain notebook like this. And if you don't have that handy, just grab your phone, and on your phone, just open up the Notes tab and use that to write some notes and some reflections as we'll do them. Now, let's work on our posture a little bit in terms of getting into receiving mode. So we're going to sit up straight on our chair, and for some of us, it means that we come a little bit more forward and keep our feet grounded, or we can even, if our chair allows us, cross our legs, whatever we're most comfortable with. And if possible, also, especially if we're in a home office, remove your shoes so you can actually get your contact with the ground and soak in some energy from Mother Earth. And with our hands, we're going to flip our palms into receiving mode so they're facing the sky, and just place them on our thighs. So just come back to this posture other than the times we're doing some writing and reflection. And this will make sure you're in receiving and learning mode. So this sets us up. And as we're just getting ourselves ready to dive into the 5 tips and tricks and getting our journal ready, just remember that well-being is so much more than just physical health and physical exercise. It's really a balance or a trilogy of mental, emotional, and spiritual needs. And unfortunately, with the modern day lifestyles that all of us lead, most of our day is in a heightened degree of some sort of stress or multitask, and what we call fight or flight mode. And this can lead to burnout, or just impact all areas in our lives where we're just constantly on the run. So let's actually take this time to focus on learning some tips and tricks to actually ground daily life. So the first thing I want you to actually reflect and focus on is actually aligning ourselves to and our work to a greater purpose. Now, finding purpose in our work and our everyday action can have a very meaningful impact when we're aligned to greater purpose. And yes, whilst most of us may not be in, the medical field or a field that directly impacts, people's health or well-being, there's still a lot that we do, no matter what we are in our profession, whether it's in a business to business interaction or a business to consumer interaction, whether we're running our own business and leading our business as an entrepreneur, or we're working in corporate employment or business employment. Everything we do touches the consumer in some way, shape, or form. And it's very easy to overlook that visibility in our day to day, right? And what I want you to do is actually align or think about how your work is purposeful and who it impacts and who it touches and why. Now, over the course of my career journey, for example, even when I was in the IT world, in my years working in IT and cybersecurity, I learned, there was just one great example I still recall from years ago where I helped a client improve security measures in their business. And at first, it seemed like just a really small task. All I was doing was helping them. And, being in cybersecurity sales, helped them implement a solution that was addressing their business problem. But later, a few months later, when the service was live, the customer rang me and told me what an impact it had made both on their business as well as the employee's productivity. And that really meant that I've made a difference. I've made a difference to the employees not being able to access material that's not necessarily business serving, as well as help the business achieve more productivity and also help overall. So now I want you to really reflect on a moment where your work has made a difference and reflect on what you do now or a role that you've had in the past. And, you've got your journal and your notes ready and really think about how it impacts people, the work that you do, and capture it. Okay, how did everybody go in terms of reflections? Please put any comments that you've got or anything you want to share with the rest of the group that's online and in chat. But yes, finding purpose and a greater form of purpose in our day to day work and the activities that may seem mundane day to day in terms of the impact that we have can, reflecting on the impact that we make on people and on businesses and on people's daily lives with things that we do and things that we contribute can have a really great soul purpose to the reason why we wake up every day and, spend 20, 30, 40 years in our working life, which is such a big portion of the way we live. So, yes, reflect on that and keep coming back to that and make sure that you're doing a periodic check with yourself on that. All right. Now we move on to tip number 2, which is reach for soda. And it's not the soda of the popping kind or the supermarket kind. So sometimes, and in fact, a lot of times, whether it's in personal situations or it's in work situations, there are so many stresses in situations that we can't control. It could be a demanding client. It could be a really unrealistic deadline that our boss has given us or our customers given us. The soda tool can really help you navigate stress by first stopping the flow of those spiraling thoughts, observing the situation from a neutral viewpoint, detaching yourself emotionally from the situation, and finally awakening to your best response. Now, this is really a summary that I've put together, and this has helped me for navigate many stressful situations in my career and in my life's journey. And it's adapted from a book called De-Stressifying from by David G, who is one of my favorite mentors and coaches when it comes to meditation and really learning to balance. So there's an entire book on this framework, but I just want to spend a few minutes here talking about the essence of that framework and how we can actually bring that into our daily life. And we're actually going to put that into practice as well. So the SODA framework is easy to remember. It's just really a mindful tool for managing stress. So when we say stop, we just say to ourselves in our mind when we're in that difficult situation, Kiati, your name, just stop. Acknowledge your emotion and tell yourself to stop spiraling and overthinking it. Observe and that situation from a third person perspective. So for that observation, and if that's difficult to do or detach yourself, then just imagine that you're actually in that room, but you're floating up the top and keep floating up the top as though your body is floating up the top and really just observe the dynamics of that room, whether that's a meeting room that's virtual or physical, and just really take a pause and take into observation the energy and the perspectives that are coming through. So just really pause and just listen and let people talk. The next one is detach. And we're actually going to practice an exercise on detachment where we can actually use our breath to both physically and emotionally distance ourselves. So we'll walk through that in detail. And again, it's something very subtle that you can do. It only takes a minute, and you can do it live when you're actually trapped in that situation or in that heated moment. And then as you're doing these 3 steps, the last step is awaken. So often we just react because we're expected to react, and that's what modern day lifestyle has conditioned us to. So before we actually react, we actually need to change and awaken ourselves to, instead of reacting, we respond rather than react. And we ask ourselves before we open our mouth and give that response is, what would the best version of myself do in this moment? Am I just reacting in the heat of the moment? Or do I need time and space to actually give a considered response? And it's amazing how much we can actually do with the exercise that we're just going to do, which is around the practicing detachment and using our breath to practice that detachment and our own calmness and our own energy. That's actually quite neutral, can actually neutralize the full environment and others in the room as well. So follow me in terms of doing the next exercise. So what we're going to do is sit up straight, that same straight posture that we set ourselves up at the beginning. Feet grounded on the floor, our back nice and straight. And we're going to use the count of 4 mentally in ourselves. So we're going to take a deep breath in with our belly rising on the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're actually going to move backwards just subtly on our chair. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to release that breath as we exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we come forward just slightly. Again at the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, deep breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold that breath as you move backwards and detach. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And come back to forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I want you to practice this yourself in that pattern of square breath where you inhale 4, pause for 4, exhale for 4 as you move forward, and then again pause for 4. 2 more times. I'll give you some music to reflect on this and just practice and see yourself next time you're in a busy and stressful meeting. Instead of just responding or reacting, actually just practice this breath and savor in what's actually going on. Detach yourself and your emotions and learn to handle the difficult situation no matter what it is. So let's practice this for the next few seconds. Okay. And I promise you it gets easier with time as you navigate more and more through this breath exercise. And believe me, it's when people are so heated up in the room, it's actually so subtle. Nobody will notice that you're actually doing it. And in fact, the calmness of your response and the calmness of your energy as you ground yourself will actually help diffuse the heated situation. Okay. Now we move on to step number 3, and we had received a lot of questions on this as well during the pre-submission of registration, is the practice of gratitude, and also leveraging journal or some sort of writing as a practice of gratitude. So I'm not going to overcomplicate something for beginners, and I want to again make it very, very easy, practical, and approachable. So, what we're going to do is simply make a daily habit, which takes 30 seconds, if not any less or any more, of writing down 3 bullet points or 3 sentences that we're grateful for today, and make it a daily habit. Now, again, you can do that in your journal, so in a beautiful notebook, or you can even buy beautiful journals that help you prompt. This is another one I use, Be Happy, or simply just use the notes page on your phone. So it's as easy as that, is writing 3 things that you're grateful for. You can even do it on post-its. If you don't have anything else, leave it near your desk, leave it near your PC. And then you do it daily, and then every Friday, just, during your work week, look at your list and reach out to someone and actually say thanks. So make their day as well as make your day. It's something as easy and as simple as that. It doesn't have to be any more complicated. You don't have to spend, minutes or hours of your time writing down fancy journals. It's just really being grateful. And this mindset is really game changing. It's a powerful shift in changing our mindset to abundance because all of us have so much to be grateful for. Um, and it just changes our perspectives, really. So let's actually now practice this. And so grab whatever we're actually writing our notes in today, whether it's our phone or our notebook. And I'm going to give you some time to actually reflect and write down the 3 things that you're grateful for. And by the way, at any stage, feel free, if you are game, to actually share them in the chat as well with others and inspire others. So let's take that moment out now, and let's take a minute or so and just reflect back and write in our journals. Awesome, thank you. So I hope all of you have had the opportunity to do some reflection, both in whether it's in your journal or on your phone, and really just reflect back into just 3 things, 3 random things that you're grateful for today. I've shared my 3 things for today in the chat, and I just want to share something with you that if you do this every day, and then use your Fridays as well as an extra step to send that special note of thank you for the biggest thing that had happened to you that week. You'll end up with over 1,000 things in terms of your list of things that you're grateful for over the course of the year. So anytime you feel like you're having a not so great day, or or something's happened that's really upset yourself, all you have to do is refer back to that journal, refer back to that notes page on your phone, and remind yourself what it is that's good in your life, because the good far outweighs the bad. And the more we have and cultivate ourselves to an abundance mindset, and get into that habit, the more self reflection we do, the better it is for our well being and our health. So there we go. Okay. Another thing that's as simple as taking a couple of minutes out every day, is recharging in nature. So again, we don't have to wait till we go on a fancy holiday to recharge ourselves. We live in a beautiful country where we're so blessed, in all things nature, whether and it's really just, really reflecting and understanding, what the natural elements are, and making sure that we're getting some level of exposure every day, rather than just running around from car to office, office to home. Before we know it, it's dark, but we've had really no connection in nature because we've been indoors all day. So, some daily ideas, bring the outdoor inside, so especially for the days you're working from home, put some indoor plants in your work from home setup. Even if you don't have time to walk, or take a long walk, during the day, take a light evening stroll just in your balcony, in your deck, in your backyard. If your grass is clean, walk barefoot on the grass for a few minutes. It's amazing how much, grounding you can receive, from just walking, in nature barefoot. If the whole day has gone by and you've been running around and it's nighttime that you've reached home, take a look at the night sky. Just absorb the energy from the moon and the stars. A full moon, for example, which just happened yesterday, is a great time to release and let go. And new moon is a great time to actually execute on your intentions and goals. So really look to nature by soaking into the earth's energy, by doing the walking, by doing the observing, even if it's just 2 to 5 minutes a day. It can really have a really good, great impact, on just your daily life and your well-being, just connecting with nature elements. And for us, we all resonate with different nature elements differently. So it's really picking what we really resonate with. Is it the sun? Is it the beach? Is it the sand? Is it the mountains? Is it the snow? Or is it simply just greenery, and looking up in the sky? So, whatever it is, have a think about it and make sure that you incorporate something daily. And now we have the chance to actually reflect. There's so much beauty in nature. What really does recharge us and bring us to life? What does really, give us the best energy and rejuvenate us? So have a reflection and, write in your journal in terms of, what resonates with you. So I'll give you a minute or so to reflect on that. Okay. So I hope you've had some time to reflect. I've shared my reflections, personally in the chat with you all. The beach and the sand are number one for me, always recharge and rejuvenate me, although that's not very practical every day in terms of where I live. So the moon cycles are number two, and I really, look to the lunar calendar few minutes every evening, and certainly use the energies. The full moon is believed to be great for releasing and letting go, and new moon is great for starting something new. So something to think about as well as you navigate through, the days and the months, and what recharges you. So, and being practical about what you can do to connect with nature daily, as well as you take your periodic breaks. Okay. And the fifth tip that we're going to go through today is connection with your inner self. So really, nurturing the inner dialogue with yourself, and this can mean many different things to many different people, and can be adapted to really suit your personal lifestyle. Now, it's really we live in a society where we're constantly served content, information, stimulus. So we really need to cultivate some sort of space to take a break from that sensory overload. And how do we do that? We do that by going to our inner selves. And what we're going to do is really go into a simple practice. 5 minutes is all it's going to take. And we're going to do a short breath work and very short meditation for ourselves. And you'll see how simple meditation is. It doesn't have to be complicated at all, and how simple it is to actually incorporate this into your daily life. So why don't I invite you to join me in this short meditation and set us up for success. So again, sitting down on your chair, you can sit comfortably with your back straight, your feet grounded onto earth. Alternatively, if your chair and your clothing allows, actually come and sit up cross-legged. And again, keeping your back nice and straight. Now you will be in this posture for the next few minutes, so just making sure that you're comfortable. And now I invite you to just close your eyes. And with your eyes closed, I now invite you to take your right hand to your heart and your left hand to your belly. And as you've got this with your eyes closed, just feel your breath. Don't force it. Can you feel your belly rise on the inhale? And can you feel it fall on the exhale? And again, just observe that breath. Don't force it. And now we're going to deliberately slow our breath down, connecting our hands and our mind to our breathing. Slowly inhale and feel that belly rise on the count of 3, 2, 1. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale out. 1, 2, 3. And again, inhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale out. 1, 2, 3. One more time. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale out. 1, 2, 3. Keep our eyes closed and keep this deep breathing pattern that we've got. Let's take the opportunity to reflect on the session that we've attended. We are in a brave new world, and now more than ever, we have demands placed upon us. Our profession and our work demands so much more. Our business demands more. We have so many demands placed on us in our personal lives, whether that's as parents, as partners, spouses, as children, and as friends. Now more than ever, we need to build a sense of community, a sense of inner dialogue, and a sense of support around us and within us to meet these demands. In order to be the best version of ourselves, we need to be forgiven and take moments out like this to carve this space, the stillness. We can easily forget to consciously choose a moment of stillness because we are so busy. Remember that in stillness, you can find inspiration. In silence, you can hear your heart. In quiet times, you can connect with nature. If you can find a moment of stillness like this in each day, you can restore true abundance and see the infinite potential of your changing world and start to bring your inner world into a balanced way of being. So try and make this a daily habit, even if it's only a few minutes a day. Let's take one last deep breath in on the count of 3, 2, 1. Hold that breath. 1, 2. Exhale out. 1, 2, 3. And no rush, but when you're ready, gently open your eyes. If you're sitting cross legged, bring your feet down and just ground yourself by connecting to Mother Earth. Keep your spine nice and straight and just shake it out. Shake out those hands. And that's all it took was a simple meditation, just simple couple of minutes out, and look at how peaceful we're feeling. And the tips and tricks that we've gone through today, we will share in a handout, which lovely Tegan will send out to all the attendees. That's what it looks like. And it's a gentle reminder to do these 5 things daily. And there's a time guide as well. So it takes no more than 10 minutes a day. So aligning to your purpose or aligning the work and reflecting the work that you've done for the day to a greater purpose. If we've gone through a challenging situation, practicing soda, stop, observe, detach, and awaken ourselves to give the best possible response that our highest for our highest good. Taking out the time to be grateful, taking out the time to connect with nature, and taking out a couple of moments like this where we're just breathing deeply and connecting with our inner self, and just using the silence to have an inner dialogue. That's all it takes, 10 minutes a day. And we'll send you a little cheat sheet to remind you of that. And that's it. So from me, and if you want to connect with me, my details are there, email and socials. And also starting on 16th of October, I will be running weekly sessions from 1 till 1:20 p.m. On Meditate and Breathe. These are my gift and my service to you and anyone else you know that could benefit from this. So we'll explore meditation and breath work a little bit more deeply. And Wednesday afternoon being a midweek point, it's a nice pause to just reflect on the week that's gone and the week that's ahead. So that's starting October the 16th. So the link is there. Either drop me a note via email or register via the QR code or the short link there. And that's pretty much it. And Tegan, I'll hand over to you.
Thank you so much, Khyati. That was some amazing tips in there. I know where I am, it's just gotten warm enough to wear no shoes again. So I did walk on the grass a little earlier and it was lovely. I must admit, I did think it at the time too. So tell me, how you obviously came from an IT background. So what inspired you to create Sattvic Wellbeing?
Thank you, Tegan. So this is very much a passion project for me. So after, wrapping up my last role in IT, I took a bit of a sabbatical, and I was on the wellness journey anyway, experiencing. Now I look back, experiencing a lot of busyness and even burnout, having reflected back. So, given I'd started my journey back in 2019 and seeing the impact it had on my colleagues and friends and people at work, and how much there was a requirement to bring this into our daily lives, that's really the true purpose that I'm driven by. And the more people I can serve, the more people I can help, and the more businesses and organizations I can help, just bring in some basic hygiene and basic wellness practices, and making them approachable and practical for people is really my passion. I'm not talking about sitting on a mountain as much as we would love, sitting in the Himalayas and meditating for days on end. We know it's not practical. So everything I do has to be practical for people's daily lives.
Amazing. Yes, there were a few, I guess, follow-on queries that I had from your presentation. One of which was around the journaling. Journaling I've never been good at it personally, because it can get so out of control. But how would you use it so that it doesn't kind of be this thing that hangs over your head, but as more of a useful tool in part of this, I guess, awareness and wellness program?
Thank you. Great question. And again, journaling something, to be honest, I struggled with as well, because you've got to and there's entire workshops on journaling, right? Entire, practices on journaling, and an industry on journaling. And, sometimes we're all very time poor, right? With so much going on. So we just don't have the time to do. So the tip that I shared in the presentation is how I got into journaling. Is it doesn't have to be massive manifestos, and it could be a couple of ways, as simple as either grabbing a plain notebook or a guided notebook, and there's lots and lots of choices on Amazon, or even Kmart, or even Kiki K does a really beautiful journal. Be happy. So this one's actually got prompts, so it'll actually ask you questions every day to reflect on something. So it guides you. So either a guided one or a plain one, and in the plain, and even if you don't have that, your phone.
Oh, I think we might have lost her for a moment there. I'll give her a moment to jump back on. But if you do have questions for Khyati, and I'm sure she'll be back momentarily, there she is.
I'm back.
Feel free to I think we've got sound, but we don't have picture.
Oh, okay. I don't know what's happened there. Camera is on. Camera is on. Okay. Have you got picture? Okay. Perfect.
I was just saying, if anyone did have questions, feel free to pop them in the Q&A, because I think we are going to go over and see if anyone does have any questions at the moment, which we do have one here. And apology if I pronounce your name incorrectly, but Mini from Kuala Lumpur, she runs a small business, and she says her weakness is the way that she reacts to problems that come up. Not calm, just responds. So how can they make themselves calmer when facing these challenges?
Perfect. So I think taking the soda approach, which was our approach in the second tip that we went through today. So stop, detach, observe, and awaken, right, is the tip I would suggest. And again, we only touched the surface on soda. What I would suggest is a book called De-Stressifying by David G., who is one of my favorite meditation coach. I took soda and I've adapted soda and implemented soda in my life. And he goes into this in much more detail. So please grab a copy of the book, have a read, and it's respond, not react. And if you don't know what to do, just do that breathing exercise that we did, the 16 seconds, 4 seconds in, 4 seconds pause, 4 seconds back, 4 seconds forward. It's as simple as that, and you'll see a change.
Yeah, great. So we are running out of time. Does anyone else have any questions while we're here? If not, as Khyati said, there is a handout of those 5 hacks that she has provided. So you can go over to the right-hand side of your screen, click on the handouts tab and download it from there. Otherwise, we will be sending it out after the session today. So keep an eye on your inbox, because you will receive an email which will give you access to the recording, the handout, and also Khyati's contact information as well if you did want to reach out with any further questions, if you wanted to connect, or if you wanted to attend the upcoming sessions that she's hosting. All of that information will be in the wrap-up email sent out a little bit later today. You would have also seen a survey pop up on your screens. We would love to hear your feedback. We're always keen to know kind of other topics that you'd like to hear about in these sessions. And this is also a space where you can register your interest if you'd like to get more involved with Rare Birds. So either as a mentor or a mentee in one of our programs, feel free to pop your interest in there. We are always looking for new mentors, so definitely open for a chat if that's something that you've been considering. Well, it was lovely to have everyone here. Khyati, a very big thank you to you for joining us today and providing us with these hacks for well-being in our busy lives. I know that some of those are definitely going to come in handy for me, so thank you once again. And we will see everybody next time.
Thank you, Tegan and the Rare Birds team, for the opportunity. Thank you. Have a great day, everyone.